As junior starlets seek a back-to-back qualification. Our sign language interpreter is Baron Abuli, and we thank you for making us your choice this evening. The Orange Democratic Movement Party, ODM leader Raila Odinga, has appealed for decorum, civility and restraint among party members amid a snowballing rift orchestrated by both the political class and the electorate. Remarks by Siaya Governor James Orengo against the broad-based government have elicited sharp criticism from both the region's politicians and residents amid threats to impeach him. And as Weekly 4KH reports, the latest of such agitators was in Orengo's county on Saturday, where a section of residents demonstrated in Raila's hometown of Bondo, demanding an apology from their governor.
The burial of Raila's late long aide, George Oduor, in Siaya County a week ago attracted a multitude of locals as well as the political class, including President William Ruto, ODM Chief Raila Odinga, and the area governor, James Orengo.
Thank you.
Orengo used the opportunity to call out a section of the Orange Party members whom he accused of sycophancy in the broad-based system of governance.
Let us build a society which is based on the Constitution and the rule of law. We can say many things, and me, I cannot be praise singing, because we fought for a democratic constitution where people should talk, where people should talk, where people should talk.
These remarks by the veteran politician riled supporters of the new political arrangement between ODM and the UDA outfits, sparking calls for his impeachment as Siaya governor.
We take great exceptions from the statements that were made by the Siaya governor, James Orengo. Let me tell you, our people, the Luo Nation have been out of government for over 60 years.
Yeah, that's true.
When the president and the government is willing to work with the Luo Nation and the people from Nyanza, we have no reason to oppose or to object.
Exactly.
If the governor continues to do all that he's doing, then we'll ask the people of Siaya to start a process of impeachment, because the governor is now absconding his duties but concentrating on other matters that he's not supposed to do.
Earlier today, a section of Siaya residents demonstrated in Raila Odinga's hometown Bondo, demanding an apology from the Siaya governor.
We call upon the party organ to sanction a disciplinary action against Siaya Governor James Orengo, so that he can be able to explain and face disciplinary action, and if possible, become by the people of Siaya.
Ukiwa madarau baba yetu ni kama umetugusa roho. Hatutakubali my friend. Hatutakubali rafiki. Rudi nyuma, omba baba msamaha ili ukuje tufanye na sisi.
Though vilified at home, Orengo got allies in Kisumu, where bunge la wananchi saw nothing wrong in his call for accountability from the Kenya Kwanza regime on corruption and service delivery to Kenyans.
We came in this government to help our beloved president. And the only way we can help him is by pointing out where things are not going right. And that's what Orengo was saying.
Orengo alifanya vizuri kurekebisha serikali kama wamemtembelea nyumbani. Na sisi kama wakazi wa Kisumu tunasema kama serikali inafanya kosa, ndio maana tulienda tukaungana nao ili serikali ifanye pamoja na Wakenya.
Migori Governor Ochilo Ayako and Homa Bay Senator Moses Kajwang, while speaking in Migori, urged for civility lest the orange turn bitter.
Let us not have a problem with our brothers who perhaps have a contrary view. That is a democracy that Raila Molo Odinga fought for. And that is the democracy that we embrace in our party called ODM.
More importantly, you need to cooperate and work in harmony out of respect and love for the people whose mandate you are exercising.
Sentiments shared by the party leader Raila Odinga, who in a statement by his personal assistant Dennis Onyango stated that the party organs were monitoring the ongoing debate and would harmonize the party's way forward soon. For the Legends edition from Kisumu County, I am Wycliffe Okech.
Turning now to matters national security, the Principal Secretary for Internal Security and National Administration, Dr. Raymond Omolo, has reaffirmed the government's commitment to strengthening the country's security sector. Omolo spoke even as the Director of Criminal Investigations, DCI, Mohammed Amin, has denounced claims that Kenya is a gangster's paradise.
Speaking during a Sabbath Day and Thanksgiving service held at the National Youth Service headquarters in Murang'a, Dr. Omolo emphasized that the welfare of officers across the National Youth Service, National Police Service, Kenya Prison Service and other security agencies remains a top priority for the administration. He commended the NYS for its instrumental role in molding young people into disciplined and responsible citizens.
We cannot allow our children, as their ill keepers, to just do things and get away with it when we well know that that is not the way of the Lord. Take it upon yourself as a parent to know who are friends to your children, to know who the teachers are, what they are taught in school, even the extracurricular activities that they participate in, so that when our time is up, we live a society that is much better than we found it.
Meanwhile, the Director of Criminal Investigations, Mohammed Amin, has assured Kenyans that the country is secure and measures are in place to ensure the situation remains that way.
We have a few ragtag criminals, but not to the extent that we label our country as a gangster's paradise. I believe our officers have done commendably well, and we have not had in the recent past incidences of bank robberies, very serious carjackings. I don't think so. And that kind of description does not warrant the current security situation of our country.
He also defended the police as law-abiding and stern measures are always taken against the rogue ones.
Majority of our police officers are professional and law-abiding. And the few rogue officers, we make sure that we deal with them and proper action is taken as per law established.
He noted that minimal crimes have so far been reported during the ongoing Easter holidays.
We are fully prepared to make sure that our people enjoy maximum peace and security. We have also deployed our anti-terror groups and other tactical teams to beef up our coastal region officers and other parts of the country. They are patrolling all through to make sure that our people are safe and secure.
For Legends Edition from Mombasa County, I am Ann Buru.
Residents and traders in Soko-Mjinga area of Isiolo County were left in devastation on a Good Friday night following a heavy downpour. The unexpected heavy rains damaged stock worth millions of shillings and displaced hundreds of families from their homes.
Soko-Mjinga area. What was meant to be a Good Friday holiday for the locals turned into a night of fear and destruction as floodwaters tore through homes and trading center, forcing dozens of families to spend a night in the cold. Besides displacing people, the flash floods also caused extensive damage to property and businesses.
Hakuna kitu nimeachiwa, zote zilienda. Hata ukiniangalia vile niko na matope, tulikuwa tunajaribu kuokoa zingine asubuhi na zimeharibika zote, zimebebwa na maji.
Lucia Manyara, an elderly resident who has lived in the area for over 4 decades, recounts her traumatic experience.
Kukipika saa 2 saa 3 mpaka yenyewe inakuja ile mpaka asubuhi, lakini ile ilikuwa nyingi. Uliona vile alifungana pale mpaka ikaenda yote. Nikawacha hata hii nguo niliweka, nilikuwa matope mimi, hata mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa hata matope, nimeshindwa hata na kuongea, ni wakijana walinibeba.
At least 200 households were affected by the floods, raising concerns over the recurring nature of such disasters and the poor infrastructural intervention by the county and national governments to safeguard lives and livelihoods.
Mara kwa mara tumekuwa tukilalamikia hii bridge. Hii bridge imekuwa na tatizo kubwa zaidi. Wakati walikuwa wanatengeneza hii bridge tuliwaambia tuwekee box karabati. Wakatuwekea hii karabati kidogo. Leo kila wakati tumekuwa tukiadhirika.
Drainage ambazo tuko nazo katika hii area simefungana nyingi. Tunaomba serikali kuu na serikali ya county wakishikana wote na MCA wa hapa.
The residents recommended an upgrade of the Sokomjinga Bridge to a box culvert to accommodate large amounts of flood waters without hindrance. Martini Maslin for Legends Edition.
4 people died following a road accident on Saturday along the northern bypass near Mamblay Bridge in Ruiru, Kiambu County. The crash involved a private Suzuki vehicle and a trailer. Both vehicles were moving in the same direction from Kahawa West area towards the Mamblay roundabout when the accident occurred.
According to Ruiru Sub-County Police Commander Charles Kibathi, the Suzuki vehicle rammed into the rear of the trailer with immense impact.
It was a fatal injury traffic accident that happened today at around 4 a.m. along the northern bypass near the Mamblay Bridge, involving 2 vehicles, a Suzuki wagon and a Mercedes trailer.
The collision resulted in the instant death of all 4 occupants in the Suzuki, including the driver. The trailer driver survived the 4 a.m. accident.
It happened that the 2 vehicles were being driven from Kahawa West general direction to Mamblay roundabout, and on reaching at the Mamblay Bridge, the Suzuki vehicle rammed into the trailer, and due to the impact, all the driver and the 3 passengers died on the spot.
Kibathi warned motorists to exercise restraint, especially during the Easter holiday period.
We are appealing to the drivers on our roads to be very careful during this holiday season and avoid drinking and driving.
The bodies of the deceased were taken to the Kenyatta University Teaching, Referral and Research Hospital mortuary. For Legends Edition, I'm Christine Matunda.
Dozens of residents in Gatanga, Murang'a County, checked into various health facilities after consuming contaminated meat and showing symptoms of anthrax. The county's health department, led by its director, James Mbogwa, in partnership with the national government officials, responded to the calls for assistance and treated the individuals, majority of whom were adults. The residents were subsequently urged to avoid consuming uninspected meat or coming into contact with sick animals.
Ng'ombe ilikufa Friday, ikashijwa, wakasema ati wataenda kukula. Sasa kwa vile walikuwa wengi, mimi sikuweza kuungangana na wao, walisema wataenda kukula.
Wale wachache wajatibiwa hawakuwa nyumbani leo. Timu yangu leo usiku na kesho asubuhi tutahakikisha kwamba hawa watu wamefika pale wapate kutibiwa.
So the vet department will be on the ground tomorrow together with the national government officers to disinfect that particular homestead plus any other area where contamination may have happened. Our county's the surveillance and the sub-county surveillance officers, they will also make a follow-up to ensure that no other complications arise.
Well, it's time now for our very first break. We urge that you stay with us. There's plenty more on the other side.
Inuka na Loto Moto sasa kwa star 570 hash option ya 4 kuna kashamba juja na nika 50 by 100 worth 1.7 million Kenyan shillings. Na hii si shamba tu, iko kwa prime location few minutes from Juja Town. hatima yako iko ndani, na kama ni development, rapid and so promising. Na mambo ya landlord, mwisho wa mwanzo ni hapa. Ukishinda hili shamba, tunakuongeza 1 million Kenyan shillings ujijengee nyumba yako kwa shamba yako. Kuinuka na Loto Moto ni kucheza sasa hivi kupitia *570# option ya 4 au register deposit na ucheze sasa hivi kwa www.tushinde.com na ujishindie shamba hili na addition of 1 million Kenyan shillings. Inuka na Loto Moto.
Maisha ni magumu. Kwa sababu hata bibi nilikuwa naye ile magonjwa ilianza akaniacha kaenda, na hata watoto time nyingine nakutana nao huwa nikimbia.
Usingaje kiwa mwanaume na watoto wako wezi wasaidia?
Hiyo kitu kwa nini zaidi? Tatu na siku moja nilitoka huko. Kafikiria hata nitapata tada nikumi nikufe.
Sikii vizuri. Kwa maana sura yake sio sura, inamharibu sura. Sasa anaonekana mahali anakaa na watu, naonekana kama mnyama. Watu nastuka yeye.
She was the brightest star of the circus until one day she fell to earth.
Keep away from me! You've got fleas! What are you talking about? Hey, she noticed us. Sweet!
Who taught her about bravery.
You want some of me?
And start working together.
The only way we're gonna beat them is as a team.
You two go ahead and beat them. I think I'll just escape.
Welcome back, and thank you for keeping it Legends Edition. President William Ruto will next week visit China as he seeks to strengthen bilateral ties and strategic partnership with the Asian country. In an interview with Chinese news outlets, President Ruto said he's looking forward to building on the people-to-people relationship between China and Kenya that has existed for more than 600 years to inject new momentum into the development of bilateral relations. The 5-day state visit will also focus on concluding the ongoing projects undertaken through China-Kenya partnership and new ones that can enhance trade between the two nations.
President William Ruto will be in China between the 22nd and 26th of April for a state visit aimed at elevating the strategic partnership between China and Kenya.
The people-to-people relationship between Kenya and China goes beyond our bilateral relations. Bilateral relations starts from the 60s, but the people-to-people relations is 600 years old when the first Chinese visited Kenya.
The cooperation between the two countries through China's Belt and Road Initiative has resulted in mega projects including Standard Gauge Railway, Lamu Port, Mombasa Oil Terminal and Nairobi Expressway implemented, improving connectivity within the East African region. President Ruto says his meeting with his host President Xi Jinping will focus on several issues of mutual interest.
We're looking forward to concluding those which are not concluded and having a conversation on how to bring the others into being so that we can enhance commerce, we can enhance trade within our region.
President Ruto noted that China's development achievements are admirable and its governance experience offers valuable lessons for developing countries and Kenya.
I am looking forward to this trip because it will give me an opportunity to exchange at the highest level with President Xi on matters of mutual interest between our two countries and our two peoples. matters to do with expanding our relationship.
President Ruto says within the framework of Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, Kenya and China can further strengthen their cooperation, build greater consensus, and unlock more potential. Yeshuk Washira, Legends Edition.
Residents of Kwaben village in Kinangop, Nyandarua County, have taken to the streets to protest the increasing incidents of livestock theft that have plagued their community for over a month without any significant intervention from the authorities. Details on these and other stories making headlines in our County News Roundup.
Jamii zinazoishi katika eneo hilo zimedai kwa
Apologies for that mix-up in giving the story in our national language, Kiswahili. A middle-aged teacher was shot dead by an armed gang who also robbed her of 200,000 shillings she had just withdrawn from a local bank. Rosalida Akinyi's family has urged the police to speed up investigations and bring the culprits to book.
A somber mood engulfed the homestead of Kaunge's secondary school teacher and businesswoman Rosalida Akinyi following her tragic death at the hands of unknown gunmen. Eyewitnesses say the gunmen could have followed Akinyi from a local bank where she had withdrawn 200,000 shillings before attacking her and stealing the money.
Watu walimwajaka wakitoka wapi, nikachukua pikipiki sokoni kufika kwa msichana wangu, kweli nikapata ameshafariki. Wamemfunika, wanataka kumweka kwa ambulance. Wakachukua mtoto wangu wakapeleka mochari. Sijui nini litendeka.
Amekufa kile ambacho sio chake, kifo ambacho sio chake, kupigwa kwa mdudu wa bunduki, jambo ambalo hajai pitia.
Her family regretted the void caused by the crime and petitioned the authorities to conduct investigations and ensure justice is done.
Naomba wananchi mahali popote wako watusaidie, watupatie majina ama wa alert always. Mzee wake pia ni mwalimu Budonga Secondary. Kuna wakati alikuwa hijacked akitoka bank akapelekwa paka Shaya.
Locals accuse police of sleeping on their jobs and allowing criminals to wreak havoc on them.
More than 35 cattle rustlers in Tinderet, Nandi County, have been reintegrated into the community thanks to a peace-building and economic empowerment program initiated by the Regional Pentecostal Church of Kenya. 3 neighboring counties of Nandi, Kisumu, and Kericho have in the recent past recorded recurring incidents of cattle rustling which have caused fear, deaths, and incarcerations. But as Weekly for KH now tells us, the peace-building efforts by a multi-agency team of government, security apparatus, and the Pentecostal Church are bearing the intended fruits.
My friend, several years back, Zakayo Kiplagat Tuwei was always a wanted criminal. He couldn't stay at his home in Chemase, Tinderet Sub-County, Nandi County, as he was always being hunted by law enforcement officers. To avoid the police dragnet, he would oscillate between his various hideouts in Nandi and neighboring towns. But in 2013, the proverbial 40 days of a thief caught up with him. After 6 months, Tuwei was released in 2018, but his brother was unlucky and died in prison. When he got home, Tuwei was welcomed with shocking news. It was then that he was approached by the Free Pentecostal Fellowship of Kenya, which was running a program sensitizing the communities in the border counties of Nandi, Kisumu and Kericho against cattle rustling.
Reforming these youths can help other youths to reform and leave this act of stealing livestock that can cause conflicts within the boundaries.
We know there is value in installing peace among people. If you lose peace, you lose everything.
Naona kwamba
Haina haja kama ndugu yangu amekufa tena na baba yangu si kuona wakishika kuweka kwa kaburini. Haina maana tena.
Chief William Koskei of Tambol location in Nandi County, who has been at the center of concerted efforts to end cattle rustling, acknowledges it has not been easy.
Kuna wakati saa zingine tunatishiwa, kuna wakati nilitishiwa mpaka tukienda matanga ilikuwa imenibidi sikuli kwa vile wanataka kuni poison.
Thanks to the peace building program implemented jointly by a multi-agency team of various government agencies and the Pentecostal Church, the vice is now taking a downward trajectory.
Hiyo vita ilikuwa inatuumiza kama sisi wamama, juu sisi wamama, sisi ndio tuko na watoto. Sisi ndio tuko na mzigo kubwa.
Tumepoteza watu wengi huko, watoto yetu wenye tumezaa. Paka akina Wili Kafuru amekufa kama umbwa, akina Wili iko Simalate Malakweni iko Simalate wa Mombasa amefungwa kifungo ya maisha hawezi onekana.
Sasa tunaomba maserikali pia watusaidie kwa mambo ya vileo, kwa sababu unajua uishi na ansia na mali kule wanaketi. Wanaweza keti ya kwamba wanakunya vitembo lakini kumbe wanaunda kikundi ya uizi.
Kwa wale wenye hawajawahi kureform, tunawaambia kindly mureform ama you face the law.
Tuwei and other reformed rustlers have not only been sensitized against the vice and reintegrated back into the community, but they have also been set on an economic empowerment path.
They are able now to do haircuts very well for the men. They have also been trained on customer care. They've also been trained on life skills.
Naona kwa sasa maisha si mbaya sana kwa sababu nikipata watu wawili ama watatu wenye naweza washuka rastas, pengine nitakuwa na kitu kama 1,200.
While the novel program by the Pentecostal Church may have injected a glimmer of hope to the reformed rustlers and victims of the vice, they say it is just a drop in the ocean.
Muendelee mtusaidie. Tuna shida mingi sana. Watu wengine ni watoto wengi sana, mmoja na watoto wa marehemu.
Kama inawezekana mtusaidie kutufungulia biashara, mtuongezee stock.
Nataka mtusaidie sana, mtuwekee stock vitu za zalon.
The frequency of cattle rustling incidents, which have been known to be the cause of ethnic conflict in the three border counties of Kisumu, Kericho and Nandi, may have gone down, but that doesn't signify a complete end to the vice. The government is therefore being challenged to roll out more innovative sensitization initiatives. For Channel 1 from Kisumu County, I am Wycliffe Okech.
Positive, inspiring story there by Wycliffe Okech. Residents of Ben village in Kinangop, Nyandarua County, have taken to the streets to protest the increasing incidents of livestock theft that have plagued their community for over a month without any significant intervention from authorities. Details of these and other stories making headlines in our county news roundup.
The community claims that the criminals are specifically targeting elderly women who live alone, leaving the vulnerable and without adequate protection.
Ng'ombe zikatolewa hapa kwa mam mwenye yako elderly, zikakuja zikachinjiwa tu hapa kwa barabara. Na shida moja yenye watu wakazi wa hii area wanaona ni hali ya security kwa sababu iko chini sana.
Meanwhile, a section of coffee farmers in Kiambu County has opposed the regulations that provide for payment through M-Pesa.
Lakini yale maneno bwana Oparanya ameongea kuhusu malipo kwa wakulima katika M-Pesa, hiyo ni mambo ambayo hatuwezi kuunga mkono. Wakulima wengine ni wazee sana. Watoto wao watakuwa wakichukua hizo simu zao, wanakuja wanatoa hizo pesa na kila mama hatakuwa kijua. Ya pili, wakipeleka pesa kwa bank, tunaweza kupatiwa ile kitu tunaita loan.
Separately, parents and caregivers have been challenged to take more responsibility in shaping their children's lives, actions and protecting them from harmful influence of drugs.
Katika sekta ya kifamilia tunaona kwamba kuna ongezeko sana ya street families. Sisi tunaomba kwamba na ukiona mambo ambayo inayofanya ambao kunakuwa na uongezeko kwamba ya street family ni mambo ya kijamii.
In Machakos County, Matungulu Member of Parliament Stephen Mule has told counties to keep off Constituency Development Fund.
I want to tell Kenyans to stop the fears of allegation that NCDF can be taken to counties.
Meanwhile, a section ward representatives in Kakamega County has cautioned their counterparts in Trans Nzoia against being misled in hounding Governor George Natembeya out of office.
Sisi tunapaka Natembeya na yule mwenye anaota ya kwamba awe impeached, hiyo ni ndoto, haiwezekani. Hiyo haiwezekani.
We are very happy that the Natembeya has decided to fight for the community so that we speak in one voice, and we also demand an equal share of development and opportunities in the current government.
In Migori County, 49 farmer groups engaged in aquaculture have received 9 million Kenya shilling grant through Aquaculture Business Development Program.
Aquaculture ama ufugaji wa samaki ni sehemu ambayo ni changa katika maeneo haya, na tunajaribu kwa namna yoyote. Hapa katika hii mipango kuna wale ambao wataenda
In Kilifi County, the government is being urged to prioritize marginalized communities in its affordable housing initiative.
Serikali mtushike mkono muweze pia kuona maneno kama barabara, shule na nini, kwa sababu pali kama hii tunashukuru sana ina develop haraka. Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali mtusaidie pia kwa hivyo.
Finally, as the government continues to invest significantly in TVET institutions, private TVET colleges are also making strides by offering market-driven training through collaborations with industries.
While they are in their studies to know more about the job market. Number 2 is about clinical rotations. For those who are doing health sciences, we usually take the students to clinical rotation to hospitals. They practice even before they complete their courses.
Kupitia star 570 hash tunakupa nafasi ya kuchomoka na this beautiful Mazda Demio. Enjoy a beautiful clean semi-leather interior, low mileage, fuel-efficient 1300cc engine, great for personal use and business. Ukitaka kujishindia gari hii, kucheza ni rahisi sana. Chukua simu yako, bonyeza star 570 hash, chagua option 3. And for only 35 shillings, hii gari inaweza kuwa yako. Kumbuka kucheza mara kadhaa, because the more you play, the higher chances of wewe kuwa mshindi.
Mungu ni mwema, asante Mungu. Ile ndio naendesha hivi.
Dial star 570 hash and make this dream car yours.
Cheza Loto Moto.
Ombeni mutapewa. Naye my dear nimekupata. Hii ni yako.
At least you can afford to laugh.
Jen, what have you done?
Mnaleta vita mpaka kwa boma yangu.
Be careful what you wish for, Pete. Unaniambia nini, Alex?
Hata siamini what's in the mind that.
Listen, sio hivyo. Come on. Check it.
Mama Jaba, sasa uchukue maua.
You homemaker.
Umeniita nani?
Huko kuna tu drama, simu ni filini basi.
Nyinyi wawili sitaki mtu akuja kwa boma yangu kabla mtajua vile mtasuluhisha hii shida yenu.
Father, you will conceive and give birth to a son, and you will call his name Jesus.
The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has chosen me to bring good news to the poor.
Not my will, however yours.
I understand that many have already hailed him as king.
Is it with a kiss that you betray the Son of Man?
Then take this cup from me. Not my will, however yours. Yours be done.
Are you the king of the Jews?
A very good evening and welcome to the sports segment of the Legends edition this Saturday evening. As usual, we have got prepared for you many reports. Just sit tight and take a look. Now we start off with Hockey Junior Africa, where the Kenya national under-21 men's hockey team drew their second successive match at the Junior Africa Cup in Namibia after being held to a 4-4 draw by Egypt earlier today. After a goalless opening match against Zimbabwe on Friday, Kenya came into the second game on Saturday fired up and took an early lead that did not last long before Egypt leveled the score. The two sides fought it hard as they both searched for their first win following Egypt's 3-1 defeat to host Namibia in their opening game on Friday. But it was not meant to be as they settled for the draw. The Kenyan women opened their campaign with a 3-0 loss to host country Namibia. In the other Women's Day 1 result, Zimbabwe thrashed Zambia 8-1. This is some of the action from Namibia.
Patricia Samira gets that.
She has Castle there at the top.
That's okay.
Back to Tish. And it is a goal there by Tish. Definitely, I don't think the goalkeeper expected that. She looked a little bit...
On rugby, Kenya national rugby under-20 team Chipu got off to a winning start in Bartes Cup in Zimbabwe after beating Tunisia 29-21 today afternoon in Harare. Chipu are making a grand return to Zimbabwe, having won the 2024 edition and winning a slot to represent Africa in the World Rugby Junior Trophy in Scotland. It was the second consecutive win over Tunisia after thrashing them 56-17 in last year's edition, with Tunisia ending last year's tournament without a single win. Chipu must up their game to win this year's event, as the former 2022-2023 Bartes Trophy winner Zimbabwe will be hoping to reclaim the title they lost to Kenya in 2025. Chipu will play their second game on Wednesday against Namibia before playing the third game against Zimbabwe next Sunday.
There was a touch on it, so everyone is onside. That's why the referee has not blown for offside. The kick came in and Tunisia player who was trying to charge the kick down touched the ball, which played everyone on onside.
So try time it is for Kenya. Kenyan fans are definitely happy. And more importantly, conversion is over. So that.
In martial arts, a total of 500 participants drawn from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and Congo took part in the East Africa All-Styles Martial Arts Club Championships that was held at the APSA grounds here in Nairobi. Young talents showed their prowess in the sport as trainers called on the Ministry of Sports to come forward and help organize more championships of this order. Daniel Mwendwa covered the proceedings and filed the following report for us. Let's take a listen.
Talent, prowess, is witnessed by these young talents who believe that in the coming days they will benefit and earn a living in the sport. Trainers and coaches, without forgetting country representative, also believe that the sport has more advantages than what people just think of.
Riziki ni ndogo mno. Mchezo huu kikubwa unajenga kwa discipline kikubwa, utimamu wa mwili na utimamu wa akili.
Demand for martial arts iko juu, not just kwa public but also kwa schools, because we also want to grow a generation ambayo iko strong, iko disciplined, iko focused, and martial arts is one of the best avenues ambao tunaweza tukaachieve hizi vitu.
I joined this sport because of mental health, it's very important. Personally, I am a medical student, 4th year in University of Nairobi. So mental health, covering all that stress in school, this sport has helped me to reach this 4th year. Also, to reduce non-communicable diseases like hypertension, obesity. We're trying to fight that as a health section.
We met a young example, 13-year-old Rael Kavere, who joined Kaizen Martial Arts Club, who tells us more about how she was motivated to join the sport.
Nilikuanga naona nikikaa kwa nyumba, sina kitu ya kufanya, ni makesi kwa wasichana. Saa nikaangalia nishinde bila kunini kufanya kitu kwa nyumba, ili nijikeep busy. Juu nilikuanga naona sister yangu anajikeep busy. Sasa nikasema acha ni join pia mimi ndio nijikeep busy. Nikajijoin kwa hii Songilmudu kwa Sinselona. Hiyo tangu nilikuwa class 6. Nimejoin, tumeenda tournaments mingi. Nimejaribu my best, zingine nimeshinda, nimekuwa namba 2. Na naekanga Mungu mbele kwa kitu nafanya. So mimi kitu mimi leo imenileta hapa ni kucheza hii tournament.
She has since loved the sport and encourages young kids to join it and will gain more.
Wasiogope waijoin, inaweza saidia, anaweza kaa tu hivi mtu amekaa hapo au ni venye anacheza amchukue. Saa akuwe tuna bidii, akuje asiogope, ikuwa dii ni mtu ajielewe, ya akuje. Ukuwe ni ule mtoto, yani si normal, ya akuje. Tumeona wengi wao hapa wakikuja wanacheza vizuri, haitakuwa peke yake, kuna wengine. So mimi naweza waambia wakuje wasiogope.
She also has made an appeal to the well-wishers to come forward and help her finance her studies, as it's the only challenges she's going through now.
Mimi ningependa venye nacheza hivi, nikicheza tu pale ndani, nikutane na mtu anaweza ni support upande wa school fees.
A total of 500 participants drawn from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania and Congo took part in the 2-day tournament.
I'm happy that I can see young people whose skills have been sharpened and they are able to train and compete so effectively among themselves. This is a very important sport for young people because it keeps them very busy and prevents them from indulging in destructive modes of behavior.
My performance when I joined, it was very, very bad. But now, after training for a while with the YMCA club, I can confidently say that I am at least.
Hii tournament ya leo naona it's going on well. The youngsters are doing well, and I actually want to thank the sponsor who sponsored this game. The youngsters are really trying.
Hosts Kenya fielded the largest number of clubs drawn from Nairobi, Kitale, Kajiado, Nakuru, Bungoma and Siaya.
Tumekuwa juzi sehemu ya kaunti ya Baringo, mchezo ambayo imefika huko. Na tunajaribu kuangalia kuwa kaunti zote zinaweza kuwa ziko na hiyo support pia.
You know, ukienda ugenini, you also get to learn new things from your neighbors always. Yeah. So, but so far, I'm impressed about the tournament. It's doing well, and actually we're going to realize a lot of talents from this.
The clubs used the championship to prepare for the inaugural African Styles Martial Art Tournament scheduled later this year.
It's always refreshing to see young people in active sport. Move over now to football, where defending champions Gor Mahia missed a chance to go a joint top of the Football Kenya Federation Premier League standings after battling to a 1-1 draw with Sofapaka in an FKF Premier League match played at the Dandora Stadium today. Joshua Onyango handed Gor Mahia the lead after 68 minutes, but Sofapaka, the 2009 champions, equalized deep in stoppage time to share the spoils. Following the draw, Gor Mahia with 47 points to adrift of leaders Kenya Police FC, while Sofapaka is now ranked 8th with 37 points. In another result, Bandari suffered a narrow 1-0 loss to visitors Kakamega Homeboys and Baraki, while Mara Sugar and KCB drew 1-1 in Awendo. 4 matches are scheduled on Sunday. Second place Tusk FC will have an opportunity to go top if they edge past bottom side Nairobi City Stars. High-flying Shabana will play relegation-threatened Talanta FC, while Murang'a Seal will play Kariobangi Sharks. Mathare United will face Bidco United. Relay Athletics Kenya Youth Development Department held its second Kids Athletics Relays in Thika today as a build-up towards the World Kids Athletics Day set for the 7th of next month. The Thika edition brought together over 60 kids from various schools competing in relays, sack race, and other competitions before participating in free tree planting exercise in support of the government's greening legacy. Athletics Kenya coaches took the kids through rigorous training as well as scouting for talent. AK is keen on investing more on school holiday training for the kids as a way of nurturing talent across all the 47 counties. Let's take a look.
It was so fun because I was having my guidance or my teachers. They taught me how to do those things. We kind of jump, we do the runnings, the skipping rope. It was so fun.
Today I've run in 800 meters because I love running and it is inside me. The importance why I love running, it makes me fit, strong, and it makes me healthy.
And today we are in Thika town for Kids Athletics World Relay. And this is an event which is done all over the world, whereby kids will be playing relay. They'll be doing relay. And this is the second edition. We started in Mombasa, and that was last week in Mombasa we did. And today we are in Thika. The turn-up in Thika is great because we've got 59 kids who have participated in today's event.
Most of these kids, they are found in schools. And a period like this, now that the schools have been closed, we thought it wise to come to the areas where they are so that I can be able to engage them also as part of a way of keeping them busy. This event that we are having here is part of the program that we are having under World Athletics, which we are going to celebrate World Kids Day, scheduled for 7th May this year. The campaign started on 6th of April worldwide, and at the end of it all, we are going to have now nations or member federations competing, and the winner is going to take home $10,000 US, followed by $5,000 US as part of a reward. But more importantly, as it is, this is a pathway to the development of athletics. Our main agenda is to ensure that by 7th of May, we are having more than 5,000 or so kids participating during the World Kids Day.
Now, all sporting roads should lead to the Nyayo National Stadium tomorrow, where, according to reports, it may boil down to individual brilliance for the junior starlets, who find a way past Cameroon in the Girls Under-17 World Cup qualifier. The junior starlets begin their two-leg qualifier against Cameroon tomorrow afternoon at the Nyayo National Stadium and then head to Cameroon for the second leg set for Friday, April the 25th at the Stade Olembe in Yaoundé. Let's take a listen.
Kenya's junior starlets are 180 minutes away from securing back-to-back Under-17 World Cup tickets as they have to go past Cameroon to play in the World Cup for the second time in a row. Starlets have been beefing up training in Nairobi ahead of the first leg tomorrow at the Nyayo National Stadium, and the team is confident they have polished all the areas necessary to go past the tough Cameroon.
I believe football ni mind, si mwili. So mi kitu naweza motivate wenzangu kesho, si tunajibelieve na tunajitrust na tunajua football sio mwili, atuangalie physical body yao na tuangalie venye wao ni wakubwa.
Mimi niko na psych na believe kwa teammates wangu na believe pia in God. Najua sisi tunaenda kujituma na sisi wanga tuangalie mwili. Tunatumia tactics tuko nazo na tunajiaminia wenyewe na psych iko juu.
Coach Mildred Cheche has no injury concerns and the squad is ready for the uphill task ahead, knowing all too well that they cannot take anything less than victory to Cameroon.
For the under-17 it's very different because all players are young
and all players, they are not tactically well prepared. So most of them is more of the individual brilliance. So we will look out to outdo them tactically.
The aggregate winner will book a coveted ticket to the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, which will be hosted in Morocco from October 17th to November 8th, 2025.
Jet A1, cheza avieta bila data bila credo. Dial *892# for instant takeoff. Pepea bila pressure kucrash au kucash out. Avieta bila data, avieta bila credo. Uko na kabambe, wewe pia ni rubani mnoma. Dial *892#. Jet A1, michezobet.com. Cheza kwa kuwajibika. Kushiriki ni miaka 18 au zaidi. BCLB license number 0000664.
I alone was just wondering who is that? Who is that beautiful lady? So I checked and I saw who it was. Can we now be more, deeper friends? The brother was kept in the cold, in the freezer for 3 months.
And here he is with a ring. And I was like, wow, okay.
The dad was a tough man. The first conversation I had with him, do you know what he said? Hii mchezo ya panya na paka sitaki. He took his bakora and I was out of the house running for dear life.
So I was there, I was ready, but I kind of didn't expect that.
I love you even more than we first met.
You are such a darling, such a good, caring husband.
Baba, kama wapenda, ukiondoe kwangu kikombe hiki. Ukiondoe kwangu kikombe hiki. Hata hivyo mapenzi yako. Baba.
Nani amekupiga?
Baba.
On the London Marathon, world record holder Ruth Chepngetich has pulled out of the London Marathon along with defending champion Perez Chepchirchir. A 30-year-old Chepngetich became the first woman to clock a sub-2-hour 10-minute time at the 2024 Chicago Marathon, but said she was not ready for next weekend's race. Compatriot Chepchirchir, who won last year's event in the London Marathon, is in a record time of 2 hours, 16 minutes, 16 seconds. Will miss the race with an ankle injury. In the absence of Chepngetich and Chepchirchir, organizers have announced that their compatriot Vivian Cheruiyot will take a spot in the elite field. 41-year-old Cheruiyot has run the London Marathon 3 times, winning once in 2018. Take a listen.
Look at the time, 67:26 unofficially for Perez Chepchirchir, but wow, did she have to work for it. Kipkemboi takes the silver medal.
Non-athletics on sports, as the 2025 National Olympics Committee of Kenya general elections draw near, aspirants of different positions have come out clear to make their final bids ahead of the historic event. Daniel Mwendwa had a one-on-one interview with the current NOCK First Vice President, Shadrach Maluki, who is currently vying for the NOCK President position to replace the outgoing President Paul Tergat, who has served his 2 terms. Let's take a listen.
Thank you so much. We are in this year's edition of the Sawyer Awards, where we are joined by the National Olympic Committee presidential candidate, one and only, Judo President Mr. Maluki. Thank you on board. Maybe you tell us first your role. You've been a judo player. Tell us live as an athlete. How was it?
Thank you so much. Shadrach Maluki here, who has been an athlete in judo.
under 86 kilograms. Then you don't have 86 kilograms anymore now. The weights have changed. And as an athlete, I represented my country in several events outside. Like in 1990, I was in Jigoro Kano Cup, which was in Japan. And in 1991, I was in All Africa Games, Cairo, where we all performed pretty well. So as an athlete, I can tell you I enjoyed being an athlete representing my beloved nation, Kenya.
What are some of the achievements maybe you made as an athlete in that period?
In that period, I was the national champion in my weight in my country and also in East Africa and Africa. So that's what made me get motivated into ensuring that I grow the sport when I became the president of the Kenya Judo Federation.
You're the current president, Judo Federation, the first vice of the National Olympics Committee of Kenya. What are some of the achievements maybe you've made as the National Olympic Committee first vice president?
I can say that I was working under Dr. Paul Terragat, who is a great leader, a great, very, very good leader in sports management, because he also is a former athlete. We all know very well where he came from. So I can say that we worked together as a team, and he delegated me to do a lot of many things. We grew the sports in terms of growing the talent. We engaged the federations openly, because unless you grow the federations, you engage them, they form the basis, they form the foundation where the athletes stand on. The athletes stands on the foundation of the federation. So we tried as much as we could to work very closely with the federations as we are creating more governance, transparency issues. We did a lot, and I think everybody knows that we developed the sports together under the Dr. Paul Terragat time.
Now you're going in for the National Olympics Committee president seat. What will Shedrack Maluki deliver once elected as president?
Once elected the president of the National Olympic Committee of Kenya, as my manifesto states, because I think all of you have seen my manifesto, I will be more embarking on athlete. Athlete is key to me. I'll be ensuring that all athletes get their proper training facilities in good time. Preparations for all events will be done in good time. Ask me why? It's because I will engage the biggest stakeholder, who is the government. I will work very closely with the government to ensure all these goals and objectives of ensuring that our athlete is well prepared and in good times is achieved. That will be my main goal.
Unlike football, athletics, judo is a fast-growing sport. What are you going to ensure, what are you going to do in your government to ensure that local sports, fast-growing federations, maybe get equal share considering the other federations?
In my tenure, I would not look at big or small federations. Every athlete has an equal talent like any other. Talent is talent. I will be working with the government closely enough to ensure that all the training facilities for any discipline are available and accessible. That will be my main objective, and I'm sure that once I achieve that, then all the disciplines, all the sports will grow simultaneously.
Rising against all odds. Why Maluki?
Why Maluki? Because he has been tested, he's been there, he understands it, he understands the game in terms of I've been an athlete, I've been an administrator, I've been the vice president for my president for the last 8 years. I've learned from the best, and I'm looking forward to taking the posts under mentorship of Dr. Paul Terragat, who is the best. I've learned from the best.
You're the president of Kenya Judo Federation, yes, an upcoming sport in the country. Once elected, what are some of the challenges you're going through as a federation, and what key areas are you working on to ensure that judo develops in the country? We saw that in the previous edition of the Olympic Games, we had 2 athletes who took part in the Paris Olympics. You are the chief de mission. Tell us what you're going to do to ensure that all those events, and specifically judo, you're going maybe to send a good crew and a strong crew that will maybe go onto the finals.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I've been working closely in collaboration with the African Judo Union and also International Judo Federation. We have been given a coach, or they have seconded a coach here for free, you know. Is being paid by the International Judo Federation to coach Kenyan national teams and the youth program and also the refugee program. So we have had a huge and ambitious program in developing judo. And the results speak for themselves. Judo was not recognized before, but now it has become medal-winning sport. We are taking youngsters there and they are winning medals because I'm ambitious. I'm an extremely ambitious man, and I will grow the sport to greater heights. Don't forget that the league has become extremely competitive. We have opened so many clubs in the country. So making the league competitive, it means that you will have the best in every weight category. So they compete amongst themselves here to win that one slot to represent your country. To represent your country is a glory. So they got to give their best. And that's what I've created, competitive league.
Chairman, Africa Judo Union, what have you contributed to the growth of the sport and sports in general?
Chairman of African Judo Union, that title is huge. It is actually what we are riding on in judo. They are competing with other countries in Africa, knowing that their chairman, their boss, their president is in charge of the continent. So that itself motivates the athletes to know that they are representing their country where the chairman of the continent comes from. It's a motivating factor. And I keep on telling them, we are doing this together, guys. We are working on this together because we cannot let down the chairman. You can't let the chairman and you can't let down your country. So let's do it together. It's a teamwork. That is what I have.
Lastly, looking at the camera, address Kenya Judo Federation fans, judo fans and National Olympic fans. Maybe a message to them.
A message to the National Olympic Committee membership. I am seeking the position of the presidency because I have what it takes to take the movement to the next level. I have been the deputy president of Dr. Paul Tergat for the last 8 years, and I know that I've learned from the best. Electing Shadrach Maluki is electing continuity, is electing a man who is coming to serve you. Electing Maluki, you are electing yourself, because we will be working together to develop what we know best, our sports, for our beloved nation, Kenya.
And with that Maluki NOCK election story, it's a wrap from the sports segment of the Legends Edition. I'm Topi Liambila saying stay with us through the week until next Saturday. So over to you, Edmund.
Thank you very much. Our sign language interpreter has been Baron Abuli. Thank you for keeping it Legends Edition. And during this Easter weekend, we say he is risen. Hope lives and love wins. Stay well, stay safe. God bless.
Down Express! 20, town! Okay, town, 20. Bado haijajaa dereva watu wengine 7.
Kwani wazako si ungekulia kwenu? Sisi umetoka wapi? Mimi sitaki mahindi leo.
Wewe unanichia mkate. Siagusi mkate fubi. Wewe ongea bora usituze mkate yangu. Sishike hii.
Nataka usikulie huko mbali na mimi. Sisi nakulamiwa ni wewe.
Donda, gari imejaa na bado unasema watu waingie. Tuambie dereva hapo apunguze wimbo.
Niongee na sasa hapa. Hakuna volume inapunguzwa hapa. Kama unataka kuendesha gari yako, enda dial *570# option ya 3. Watu wanaendesha magari hapa nje na wewe bado unapiga nyenyenye kwa matatu. Option 3, unalipa ama unasuka.
Comfort yako iko kwa *570# option 3. Master Genio moja safi, reliable, modern safety and security features. Cheza mara kadhaa ujaze entry tickets zako kwenye draw ili uimarishe uwezo wa kushinda. Mshindi tunamtangaza 27th of April na gari tutakufikishia. Unaenda ama weni?
Mimi sindi na madri nishainuka na *570#.
Inuka na Genio kwa *570# option 3.
Asante.